Jamison, firstly, give us an insight of being back in the Irish camp. How enjoyable has it been for you?
It's been great, man. Something I've been looking forward to for a little while, I suppose, after missing the summer tour and stuff. It's awesome to be back in the mix, and we're pretty lucky to be out here in Portugal at a what is supposed to be a warm weather training camp, but it was wet today. But anyway, it's great to be back.
Yes, you say it's wet, but is it just good to be out in Portugal? You all get to concentrate and focus on yourselves, sort of, and just what makes it so good before going into the autumn?
Yeah, like I say, man, we're pretty lucky. It's an awesome setup we have here between the Magnolia and down at the campus as well. We're unbelievably well looked after, and but like you say, it's even though the weather's wet today, it's great to be able to spend a bit of time together and like you say, dial in our game before next week, really.
Is this one of the tightest groups you've been a part of in an Irish jersey?
I think so. I think kind of over the years, I suppose we've just got progressively closer. A lot of the team has kind of remained the same, with obviously a few guys coming in here and there. But it's fair to say we're a pretty tight bunch.
Look, everything is geared up to next Friday on New Zealand. With your history, is this your favourite Test match to be part of?
Yeah, man, I love it. I absolutely love it. All going well, getting to run out there next Friday against these guys would be unbelievably exciting. They obviously got one up on us, in a pretty important game there last year. So, but it's certainly one I've always kind of marked down on the calendar and love playing in. So it'd be nice to get another crack at these guys, hopefully.
You talked about them getting one up on you in that World Cup. How much has that been mentioned? How many times have you watched that game back? When did you park it?
Look, probably not as much as you expect, really. Obviously, we had to revisit it and take the learnings, and that's kind of happened progressively over the last year or so. Probably not as much as you'd expect. There's loads in our game that I suppose we had to improve, not just through that game, but through others. So, we're always constantly looking to get better, and there are certainly plenty of learnings that came from that one.
I make it you've played against the All Blacks 5 times and won 3. As a kid, certainly for me, maybe different for you, waking up, watching them in Super Rugby or in the Rugby Championship, they always used to win. Has their fear factor gone over the last 5 to 10 years, Jamison?
No, Matt, I wouldn't say so. They've obviously been tipped up by a few more teams, and I suppose they've been beaten fairly regularly, which I suppose, like back in the day, like you say, wouldn't have really happened. So I wouldn't say fear factor has gone. Like we still have the ultimate respect for these guys, and they're an unbelievable team, and they showed that in the World Cup. So we'll be preparing accordingly. And
you'll probably go up against your old mate TJ Perenara or maybe Cam Roigard. Give us an insight into those two players at different parts of their career.
Hopefully get to run out against TJ again. That'll be pretty cool. I mean, we've shared a part of our journey being the same age, growing up in New Zealand and playing with and against each other. So it'll be pretty cool to lock horns with him again. And then obviously Cam Roigard, just off the back of a pretty serious injury, but before then he was one of the form 9s in the world. So it'll be good to see them back out there, and good to lock horns again, like I say.
If we go back a wee bit, you made your Irish debut at 28 in 2020 in the Six Nations, 35 caps later. You arrived in 2016 joining Leinster, but when did this become a real possibility of you being in an Irish jersey, and were there days you thought this isn't going to happen?
It's a good question. When I first arrived here, I wouldn't have, anticipated being in the setup really. It seemed quite far away. But I suppose as the years went on and I became more experienced and got cracks in a few bigger games, and then obviously COVID happened, and there's a fair bit of time for reflection, and just off the back of that, I think I was able to take my game to another level, and I just became really excited with the opportunities, I suppose, and but it certainly wasn't my intention, I suppose, arriving here in 2016. I didn't set out to be in this position at all, but I'm obviously very thankful that I am now.
You talked about bringing your game to the next level. What do you think triggered? Obviously it's been a gradual process, but even over COVID, what really hit you, or what did anyone help you in that part, Jamison?
I've had some pretty good help with the mental side of things, I suppose, with all my coaches in Leinster that I've been lucky enough to work with, but as well as guys in this camp, like Gary Keegan, our mental skills coach. I've done a fair bit of work with him over the years, and I think that's probably the area that I kind of focused in on most. And I suppose I've got the returns.
Was that belief, or what sort of stuff was that with Gary Keegan? What sort of things?
Yeah, I suppose a lot of it is belief and putting yourself in, imagining yourself in situations that I may have not have otherwise. I think is a big part of trying to take your game to the next level. And in those early years, like probably in 16, I was probably like I said to you, I wouldn't have envisioned myself out there playing an international game, and but slowly but surely been able to build it up over the years, like I said.
Over the last couple of years, people are saying you're one of the best nines in the world. When's Jamison Gibson Park going to peak? Hopefully never, says you. But what parts of the game do you think you can still improve on without saying every part?
God, that's a good question, man. I'm probably going to give you the blunt answer, like you said you didn't want. But there's always loads to improve on. Like coming into this camp, and I get to rub shoulders with a few of the best guys in the world, and so I'm just trying to, it might not be as a nine, but as a player, I can learn a lot from these guys, and I have done over the years. So I'll hopefully continue to do that.
Do you like the praise, or are you not fussed by it, and how do you deal with it?
No, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be mad on it. Like, it's nothing I go chasing. Like when people talk about you, in the same breath as being one of the best in the world, like it's it's kind of a weird thing, but not something I focus too much energy on, really.
Give us an insight into Andrew Goodman. He's come in, you've worked with him at Leinster, but now in the Irish attack, leading the front there. How will he differ to Mike Catt, and how much will you enjoy learning from him or continuing to?
He's been awesome so far. I mean, we've only kind of just got into camp, and but no, he's been great. And like you say, I've obviously worked with Goody before, and he's an amazing lad with a great rugby brain, and he's got plenty to bring to the party. So, he's working in a pretty amazing coaching team now. So, I think he's only going to get better, and hopefully that'll benefit us in the long run for sure.
There's obviously been a change in the last year at number 10 with Johnny retiring and Jack coming in, and Kieran Frawley as well as Sam Prendergast. How does that affect you at 9? And do you feel more responsibility there? Because Johnny was such a big leader. Do you take sure a wee bit on to assist the flies or the fly halves, or how does it work with you?
I wouldn't say massively. Like, these guys are, they're 10, so they've grown up running teams their whole lives, and so they back themselves to do so. And it certainly felt that way, with the transition of, obviously losing Johnny, who was, like you say, such a key figure. But the lads have been unreal, and then as well as that, there's a bit of a shared responsibility, I suppose, throughout the team. Of we've got an unbelievable bunch of leaders. So I'd say it's a much of a shared responsibility. But lads have certainly picked up a bit of the slack, I think.
The wider public are now getting to the stage, Jamison, where they expect Ireland nearly to win every game. How does that affect you guys in camp, and where do you see this team going forward?
No, I think it's where you want to be ultimately, isn't it? We have pretty high expectations of ourselves, and like you say, the public does as well. So I think it's where you want to be, and it's where the gold lies. Really, is when everyone's kind of, I suppose, we're number one team in the world, and everyone's coming after you. So it just means that every week you play, you're going to have to prepare to come up against a different team, because yourself, when you get a shot at the number one, you're always going to give it your best. So Did
that win in South Africa give this team even more belief going into New Zealand?
I think so. Yeah, it's a pretty unbelievably tough place to go and win, and it was just an incredible way to finish off that tour, I thought. And I was obviously gutted not to be a part of it, but it certainly built a bit of belief, and the lads are looking forward to getting stuck into this autumn series.
And if we bring it back to New Zealand, yes, they're maybe not where they want to be, but how dangerous do you feel they are, and breaking them down? What do you think they're so good at?
I think like when you look across the board, their team is unbelievable with the ball in hand. So there's guys out there that just love, like I say, to get their ball, hands on the ball and create a bit of magic. So it certainly keeps you on your toes. So we'll have to be prepared for that. But I suppose you touched on there that they're not really where they want to be. But like I say, when they come up against us, I think they're going to be fired up and looking to get a win. So yeah, it's going to be unbelievably tough. But yeah, I think we're looking forward to it.
Will you get emotional when you're singing the national anthem?
Yeah, I have done in the past, honestly. Like you just can't help but think of your family in that, and gets you going a little bit. But it's important, I suppose, that you turn it around going into the game and don't get too lost in the emotion, and can still nail your role. So yeah, hopefully all going well next Friday. We'll be out there and able to give it a good crack.
Last couple for me. What's the biggest thing you want to achieve as a group over the next month outside of results?
Just keep building on what we've built, I suppose. You know, like I suppose being number one team in the world, it'd be easy to kind of stand still, but that's not what we're about. We're going to try and keep growing our game in different areas. So yeah, it's like I say, when everyone's coming after you, it's going to be much more of a challenge. So it'll be tough, but yeah, hopefully we'll relish it.
You talked about different coaches helping you along your way. What's Andy Farrell been like with you, Jamison, to deal with and just sort of as a head coach?
Yeah, he's been unreal for me in my game personally. There's no doubt about that. I absolutely love coming into Irish camp and getting to work with Faz. He's helped me grow my game hugely, but you know, I think all the lads will say the same thing. He's an unbelievable coach and unbelievable operator, and he's brought the best out in a lot of people. So yeah, hopefully that continues.
This group seems to be so competitive. Does that just stem from everyone, from the coaches down?
Yeah, I think when you come to this camp, you have to have that mindset, because you know the standard is pretty awesome across the country. So when you come into training, it's going to be unbelievably competitive, and that's what we're all about, is competing every day, and then hopefully getting a shot on the weekend and doing your best. So yeah, I think it's definitely driven from the top down, but I think it's a mindset you have to have when you come into this camp.
What drives you as a rugby player, Jamison? Is it getting better every day? Is it the trophies? Or what makes you tick?
It's a bit of everything, I suppose, what you said there. Like I love winning, obviously, but I think the day-to-day thing is kind of what drives me, and just being process-driven, showing up every day and giving my best, and it's something I really enjoy. So, you know, and I feel very lucky to be able to do this as my job. So, yeah, so I just show up every day and give my all.
What is seen as a success for you over the next 4 matches?
A few wins, hopefully. But no, like I said, like the talent and the talent pool in this team and across the country is pretty strong. So, you know, we might see a few guys get opportunities, hopefully, and prove themselves, and so that I'm looking forward to for sure. And but aside from that, like I say to you, I enjoy every day, and I love coming into this camp. So, and I think I'll probably speak for a lot of the lads when I say that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to getting stuck in.
And finally, you always seem to be playing the last couple of years with a massive grin on your face. Is that because you just love in the blue of Leinster and the green of Ireland? What's that all about? Is it just because you're getting better and better, you just love the game and appreciate it? Yeah,
I think so. Like I said to you, I feel very lucky, and but I just love it. I love competing. You ask the lads in training, you know, I can take things a little too far, but it's just my nature. I love competing and I love winning, so I'll continue to do that.
Great to see a competitive edge. Thanks, Jamison, for your time.
No worries, man. Thank you.